Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Football Come True Outtake. This is where Ron Fun and B Foster let you know exactly where their money is going. You can catch us right here every week on YouTube and any social media outlets. You can also catch Fantasy Football Come True every week on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. That's every Saturday morning at 8:30. And of course, that's the show that I host. But of course, on Fantasy Football Come True Outtake, these guys right here, B Foster and Ron Fun, they don't need a host. And they just don't, because these guys are that good. They're going to tell you exactly what the deal is, what's going on, what players they're putting their money on. So here we go. Fantasy Football Come True Outtake, B Foster and Ron Fun, where they're cranking it up. Ron Fun, I start with you. You go ahead and get it started on Outtake, my man.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, Look, man, we're happy to be here for another week. I think if you listened to our outtake last week, you would have walked away with some really good gems. And if you didn't, you need to go back and actually validate the gems that we gave you last week. We gave you some hot ones, and it wasn't scripted. We did it on the fly, and we're gonna try to do the same thing this week. Hopefully, we can get you some hot ones. And if not, we got a history book of hot ones that we've given you over the past 13 weeks. So I think our hit ratio is pretty good for us to be some amateurs out here. And I'm gonna leave it at that. B Foster, how you want to get started today?
Yeah, man. Hey, even if the plays don't go as we anticipate, man, if you listen to the analysis, what we're saying, and the process that we take, you're gonna win more times than you're not. So even if the plays that we say tonight don't work, listen to the reason behind we make the plays, and going forward, use that same reason to make future plays, and you'll be successful. So you told me you had some lineups put together, man. Let me hear you got so far, man, and let's talk through some of these guys a little bit.
Man, I got multiple lineups that I put together, and if I take a step back and look at all of my lineups, I got Wayne Gallman in almost all of them, and I'm
Okay, I
looking
gotta
at.
stop. I gotta stop you right there. We ain't gotta go no further. You just told us on the Tobacco Road radio show, Fantasy Football Come True, that you're not playing no Giants this week.
I did
Why?
say
With Colt McCoy at the QB position against the Seattle Seahawks, who are a pretty stout run defense. You want to play Wayne Gallman with no passing attack against the Seattle Seahawks. Explain to me how you got there.
that's a good question. Um, um, they don't have anybody to get the ball to. When you got a backup quarterback, don't you hand the ball off a little bit more? You do little check downs and do all sorts of stuff like that. And
you,
he's
you do that if
super
you're not.
cheap.
You do that if you're not down 30. But
All right. Yeah.
they're on the road, right?
They're on the road.
They're heavy underdogs,
So
right?
cheap.
They're on the. Just talk to me. They're on the road. They're heavy underdogs, right?
Yeah.
So that indicates to me that they're going to be trailing most of the game, right?
Okay. All right.
How how much is she? How much is he?
56.
All right. So let me give you an alternate player here. If you want to play somebody from that game, I would play Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard is 5,100.
Okay.
They're going to be trailing. They're going to need to be passing. I don't really want to fool with this Seattle run D, but their corners don't scare me at all. Colt McCoy is a guy who's going to lock in on one or two guys. He ain't going through too many progressions. Last week, Sterling Shepard, after he came in, he's targeted Sterling Shepard more than anybody else. Sterling Shepard has at least 6 targets in like the last 5 games. Um, Really solid floor for you. I don't know about his ceiling in this matchup just based on I don't know if the Giants gonna be able to move the ball um, with Colt McCoy. But I would play if I want to play somebody from this game, it's gonna be Sterling Shepard at 51.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I'm glad you got me off of it. And for the listeners out there, this is what me and B Foster do on Saturday night, Saturday evenings. We go through stuff and talk things through. So now you help save my cash lineups, man. What you got? You got anything you looking at this week?
So my cash lineup. I mean, if you want to start my running backs, it's a team last week. You told me couldn't stop nobody. Was the Minnesota Vikings, and this week they're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this kid James Robinson, man, you may not have heard his name before, not a household name, but this guy, 20 touches every week, 25 touches every week. Like you want to talk about a team who don't have no offense, nobody to give it to. Last week, these guys didn't have their number one wide receiver. Their number two or three guy was out too. James Robinson, 8 man, against Cleveland, who's a better defense than what Minnesota is. And even though Jacksonville's on the road, Jacksonville's a heavy underdog. James Robinson plays in the pass game, but Jacksonville's been competitive. They've been competitive. They haven't been getting smacked out here, even with Mike Glennon back there. I just like the fact that James Robinson's getting all the work, man. Like 25 touches every week. Even with the Giants, man, you got Deion Lewis working in a little bit. You got some other guys working in with Gallman. But James Robinson getting all the work, 7,300 against the Vikings. Like the Vikings not blowing nobody out. You know what I'm saying? They're not good enough to blow nobody out. So I like James Robinson a lot this week.
I like that. He's definitely in my lineup. I told you I got a bunch of lineups. Robinson is the other guy that shows itself in my joints.
Allen Robinson?
What you think?
You starting James Robinson? Huh?
I was just saying James Robinson.
Okay, got you. Same guy. Okay.
One more. All right. I'm gonna go to the obvious one this week, y'all.
Okay.
I'm an obvious guy every now and then. I just be happy when I can find somebody of value out here who can help me out. I'd be happy, boy. And I don't need no service to tell me this. Keke Coutee should be a lock this week.
Yeah, he should probably be in all your cash lineups. At only 3,500. Colts defense is okay. It's okay. But at that price, the Texans losing Will Fuller. That's 8 targets a game. That's up for grabs. It's probably gonna be a fast-paced game. Division matchup, but got Randall Cobb out too. Coutee is a low ADOT guy on DraftKings. Will get a point for every catch, so he ain't got to make these 50-yard bombs. He getting that short dump off stuff, man. I take 5 of them for 50 yards at 3,500. That's 10 points, and I'm good because this is some big name guys I want to get in my lineup this week. So, I like that play. A lot of people, I think. So why you like him more than Brandon Cooks? You wouldn't go to Brandon Cooks at 56. How much do you think his role changes?
Oh man, I just think maybe the defense could pinpoint Brandon Cooks. But I've jotted on a sheet of paper here, man. Look, you can get the whole offensive production out here for 16,600 out here. You can get Watson for 75, Coutee for 35, and Cooks for 5,600. You can put all of them in your lineup and get all the work next week. If Watson was a little bit cheaper, I would say this would be a no-brainer. If Watson was 6,000, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going with all three because I don't have to choose. I don't have to make the decision as to who's going to get the work. I'm going to get all the work no matter where it goes.
Don't sleep on Akins too. Tight end. Yeah, because he's going to get more work just based on they need somebody else to throw it to. I wouldn't play that in cash though, right? You're not playing
that's GPP all day. That's GPP.
And if you do that, I would say make sure you bring it back with either Michael Pittman or Nyheim Hines. Even though they're getting Jonathan Taylor back this week, And that Houston defense is terrible. But we had a good setup last week when Jonathan Taylor ruled out, so now I get most likely all Hines. But now with Jonathan Taylor back, it might be a little iffy. So I don't know if I want to go back there or not, but I might go with Pittman. So
that's real.
So a couple other guys I like, man. I meant to talk about this on the show, but I didn't. I like this Tennessee and Browns game.
Okay.
Because Tennessee can score, man. They can score, and they score quick, and they can't play no defense. The Browns love to run the ball. They love to run the ball. They don't want Baker to throw. I think Baker gonna have to throw a little bit this week. But the main thing I want to talk about I want to talk about two running backs. So you got Derrick Henry, of course. Monster psychopath Derrick Henry breaks the model, goes crazy last week. We played him in a couple lineups. He helped us out. But he's always a question whether you play him or not because you don't catch no passes. Coach came out this week, said we need to get the ball. We need to get him involved in the passing game more. So that's interesting. But he's $9,000, which is steep. $9,200, which is steep. The Browns get Myles Garrett back. They play a lot better with Myles Garrett in the running game, at least. The passing defense is still terrible. So I do like A.J. Brown, I like Corey Davis, and I like Tannehill this week. But I'm going to the other side. And you want to know who is Derrick Henry Jr.?
Chubb.
This kid Chubb, yo. Every single week, man. People scared of Chubb because of Kareem Hunt. And so here's my theory. Last week we had a theory on the Tampa Bay Chiefs game, which turned out to be right. They was gonna pass like crazy. We didn't know, like I said, we ain't expected to slow like that with Tyreek, but hey, we identified the game script and it went how we said. So here's my little theory on Cleveland and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So Chubb was out hurt from weeks like 3 through 7 or something like that. He's been back about 2 or 3 weeks. And Kareem Hunt was pretty much playing that workhorse role, all those weeks he was gone. Matter of fact, let me pull it up here. But over the past several weeks, a lot of people are scared to play Nick Chubb because Kareem Hunt is there, right? But Chubb just continues to pump out 100-yard games and a touchdown like the past 2-3 weeks. And also, since Chubb came back, so the first game he came back week 10, he played 43% of the snaps. Kareem Hunt played 58. Week 11, he played 45. Kareem Hunt played 54. So he's creeping up. Last week, he played 61% of the snaps, and Kareem Hunt played 42%. So this tells me this is trending towards Chubb regaining the majority of that backfield. Add to the fact he's playing better. Add that to the fact that we ran Kareem Hunt heavy when Chubb was out. Now let's flip it a little bit to let Hunt recover. So we can, because they look like they're gonna make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Keep both of the guys halfway fresh. I think it's trending towards more Chubb, and if it's trending towards more Chubb, I want to get on that train before everybody else get on that train. I like Chubb a lot. And that Tennessee, like I said, they can't stop nobody, man. And they're going to score. I like Nick Chubb a lot this week.
At 7,100, you can't be mad at his production at 7,100.
77, ain't it?
Is he 77 this week? Good, man. Okay.
Yeah. Which is steep. It's steep. But I think, so you got Henry at 92. To me, it's the same play.
I don't disagree.
Or 1,500 less. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I'm like, I don't think people are going to play Chubb this week either because Kareem Hunt is there. But I see I can see, the tide swinging. And let me get there before the crowd get there. Because next week, if what I'm thinking happens, okay, now everybody don't chug. But let me get there a week before them, and let's really make some money. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about the Browns defense? Can they stop anybody?
I think the Browns defense with Myles Garrett can contain the run game.
Okay.
I don't think they can do anything with the pass game.
Okay.
I think this is going to be so. Although Derrick Henry has proven to be a monster in December, like it's proven historically, he balls out crazy in December. He had 200 some yards, 3 touchdowns last week. I think this swings a little bit this week to a heavy play action. Tannehill gets 4 touchdowns or something stupid, like when everybody jumps on Henry now because he had this huge game, and then swings to Tannehill where Tannehill has a game. Because this goes back and forth. We talked about this. It might, hey, take them both and get the production, or guess on one of them, and either you really win or you really lose. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was a setup. That's why I asked you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. Like AJ Brown out here in some lineups, man. I feel like he's their number one pass catcher, man. I thought Davis was gonna come through. He's gotten some work, but AJ Brown seems to be the primary beneficiary of the play action pass for some reason.
I think so. AJ Brown's really good after the catch too, so he can catch a short one and take it. Like he caught one last week and took a 69 on him, just breaking tackles like a crazy man. But on the low, I think you can go both of them. Tannehill with Corey Davis and AJ Brown, or I think you'll get Corey Davis at lower ownership because most people are gonna stack Tannehill with AJ Brown. And if you look over the course of now, AJ Brown's may have missed 1 or 2 games, but if you look over the course of the season, if you just pull up their season stats, matter of fact, I do it real fast. Their numbers are really, really close, yo. You wouldn't know. Yeah, like I saw somebody, like how somebody do like a blind stat line. They put the numbers side by side, and it was like, who's this player? Who is this player? One was AJ Brown, and one was Corey Davis. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, Tennessee. Let's see stats. So on the season, AJ Brown has 40 catches. Corey Davis has 42 catches. AJ Brown has 638 yards. Corey Davis has 619 yards. Now AJ Brown does crush him. He's got 8 touchdowns. Corey Davis only has 3, and that's a big deal. I ain't gonna act like that ain't a big deal, but just from a target standpoint, it's 65 to 58 towards Brown. But they both have 600 plus yards. Both have 40, little 40 catches. So just something to think about.
I got one I want to. I don't know how much time we got left, man. But there's a name I want to talk about, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it merges your analysis about the New England Patriots, how they let you run the rock, and they don't want Herbert to pass the rock. Herbert, we talked about him before. Yo, Austin Eckler, 7,100. What do you think about him, man?
We done talked about my 3 cash game running backs as of today.
I didn't know, by the way. I had no clue.
Yeah, my 3 cash game running backs, James Robinson, Nick Chubb, and Austin Eckler right now. So this is Thursday. So we'll see what happens by Sunday. But right now, those are my 3 cash game running backs. Yo, man, NFL teams have gotten smarter, man. NFL teams have got smarter. So Eckler has been out since week 2 or 3 or something, and they brought him back last week. And you hear these reports, Ian Rappaport, these boys. We heard the same report when McCaffrey came back that 1 week. Oh, they gonna ease him in. They not gonna give him a full workload. Yo, if the guy's not ready to play, they not putting him back out there, yo. Not after he been sitting out. Like if it's the middle of the game and he halfway, they might put. But if a man has been out and they say, "Yep, he's ready to come back," yo, the man's ready to play. You know what I'm saying? So we have to kind of realize that, like the public don't. The public's still thinking that, yo, yeah, he's not coming in and coming in and doing the same thing he did when he got hurt. He can't. Like, they got to work him back in. But nah, that ain't been. We saw this with McCaffrey. He came in right back, and we talked about that. Remember, we talked about that. I said, yo, they're not gonna play McCaffrey. And, it's too. They trying to win a football game. They gonna get that man out of where he got. Eckler, we put him in a few lineups last week, but we kind of hedged, like we wasn't sure. But they showed us, man, when somebody's been hurt and they put him back in, they giving him all the work, man. And I think that's what hurt our two. I had Keenan Allen shares last week. Still cash. I think Eckler coming back hurts Keenan Allen just a little bit. I mean, still Keenan Allen's still a good play most weeks, but because Eckler catching a lot of those. He had like 16 targets last week. Eckler.
Yeah, 16 targets, 11 receptions.
Yeah, crazy. Now I don't need all that from him, but like you talked about, I think he's gonna be able to run the ball against New England, and he's still gonna get me. He ain't gonna get me 11 catches, but he gonna get me 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 70 yards on the ground, 5 catches, 60 yards in the air, possible score.
And on top of that, the backup running backs are terrible. I thought Kelly was going to be the man. Kelly couldn't get it done. They brought in Balaj. He couldn't get it done. He got injured. So they don't have no running backs other than Eckler. And so, and Belichick is not going to want Herbert to throw that rock to Keenan Allen down the field. So.
Yep, and you're gonna have Gilmore, most likely on. He might. I don't know if Gilmore travels in the slot, but he's gonna be on Mike Williams or Keenan Allen. We talked about why we didn't want to play DeAndre Hopkins last week because Gilmore was gonna be on him. So that takes away one weapon for Herbert. I mean, Eckler should eat, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I ain't got nothing else for y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, fantasy football listeners, do not be surprised when we might not get it this year, but we're gonna get this Millie Maker or something daggone close to it where we be like, man, we only put up, $20, $5, and we got like 10,000 out of it, man. We keep coming way too close. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, man. Love it. I'm feeling good, man.
Anything else you want to tell the listeners on the Raw outtake? This is true Raw, like no script, no nothing.
Oh yeah.
Raw, you got something, Rob? What you got? Raw.
I'm just listening to y'all guys taking in. Y'all, when y'all done, hey, I'm listening to y'all. I'm going to check out James Robinson this week to see what he do. I'm gonna be watching Derrick Henry. I know Nick Chubb don't do his thing. I'm on you. And you done already called Kiki Kute has a lock. You know what I'm saying? And then now you talking Austin Eckler for the Chargers. Hey, I'm checking out what y'all boys telling me. I'm soaking up the information. I'm just call me a sponge because I'm soaking it all up. Baby. Trust me.
I understand.
It's sponge ride, huh? Sponge ride.
That's me. And if y'all don't have nothing for the listeners, I'm gonna just let them know. Listeners, y'all heard it. So you better take heed to it right here on Fantasy Football Come True Outtake. Unless Ron Fun got something else he want to tell you.
I got one more, man. And I ain't really trying to come at you like that. But this Eagles Green Bay matchup, yo, I think there's some gems out here, yo. Green Bay can't stop the run at all.
They don't want to stop the run.
The Eagles can't pass.
They young New England out here. They don't want to stop the run. You know what I'm saying? They the same setup. It's the same setup. They want to let you run.
So with that being said, and the Eagles can't pass because of what they got going on out here with Wentz.
So early in the week, when the salaries first dropped, I had Miles Sanders in there. And then I messed around and watched Monday night. They play on Monday night.
Yeah.
And I saw Miles Sanders. I saw Boston Scott. I saw Corey Clement. What's going on, man? Eagles. Miles Sanders is the dude, man. What are y'all doing? Like, I don't trust them. That's the only thing. Miles Sanders had like 6 carries, yo. Like I can't have I can't have him getting 6 carries out here. I just can't have that.
Do you think they go back to Miles Sanders this week?
I don't know. But in my cash game, I don't know if I can gamble there on that. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't know. Like cash games, I'm going for stuff that I know, that I'm more confident in. You know, what I can't say for sure I know, but I gotta lean stuff I'm more confident in. And your boy Doug Marrone came out. They signed Jordan Howard to the practice squad after he got released from Miami, and he came out and said, we want to move to more of a committee. We want to ease Miles Sanders' workload a little bit, and they did that on Monday night. Now, I don't know if that was game script. They got smashed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was the setup, but hey, we could have that same setup again this week with Aaron Rodgers coming. Aaron Rodgers out here.
That's real. That's real. I like that. I like the analysis.
But you know, shoot, if I just listen, ain't too many people watching this on the low, but hey, when they come back into it, they can see it. Cause I gave you my 3 running backs, and on your analysis, I'm just letting you know I got also 2 Green Bay Packers in there.
Okay.
One of them is the 9K wide receiver in there. You know what I'm saying?
My signal went out. What you got?
So I got 2 Green Bay Packers in there with my 3 running backs. We talked about who my 3 running backs are. And I got 2 Green Bay Packers in there. One is the 9K wide receiver.
Gotcha.
And the other one is the tight end.
I got Tonyan in my team too.
So
I got Tonyan is my tight end in 2 of these lineups, 3 of these lineups. Yeah, Tonyan looks interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. He been getting, yeah. And Philly terrible against the tight end.
Yep.
And I got Devontae because you saw what DK Metcalf did to that boy last Monday night. You saw what DK Metcalf did to that boy.
And he ain't even catch no touchdowns.
No, you know what I mean? So, I mean, 9K is expensive for Devontae. But man, does anybody have a higher floor than Devontae Adams right now?
Metcalf, he didn't catch any touchdowns and got 27 points, yo. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So that's why I brought that game up. It looks interesting to me. It really does, man. That game looks.
I like that game. I like that game. I like more the Packers side, just because the Eagles are a total mess, and I think they so close to just putting Hurts in, yo. And when you put him in, like I don't know what happens then, right? Like, I mean, I think it helps the offense overall, but I don't know how the offense it's going to funnel. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to see that. I need to see Hurts run the offense first. You know what I mean? So no, does that help Sanders? Does it hurt Sanders? Does it help some of the wide receivers? Does it help the tight end? I do like Goddard. If I was going to play anybody from the Eagle side, it'd be Goddard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. That's all. That's literally all I got now, though. That's literally all I got.
I got you.
Yo, Coach B. Foster, you got anything else?
Nah, I think I'm good, man. I think that's everything. We done gave him all the jewels, man. We gave him all the jewels.
Y'all gave him plenty on this outtake. Y'all gave more than I definitely expected on this outtake. I'm gonna tell you what, listeners, y'all heard it right here. So you better take heed to it. B. Foster and Ron Fun, they gave you more than they've ever given on any outtake. So make sure you listen and take heed to it, because they let you know what they do right here on Fantasy Football Come True Outtake. So listen. Now, also, listeners, catch our full 30-minute show every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. on Tobacco Road Sports Radio. This is the show that puts money in your pocket. And we're going to say good night to all of you. And thank you for checking out Fantasy Football Come True Outtake. Holla.